Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you guys hit that like or dislike button. Don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K Duke full court pressure on that sub button as well as that noti bill so you can be notified via email each and every time your boy E Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein, aka the Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly, on the sport of boxing, uploads a video or goes live. And once again, fight fans, welcome back. Now, of course, shout out to everybody that's watching this video live, man. I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody that's watching this video on the playback gang. I see you. I salute you. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Please be sure to drop a comment below and let me know what the hell y'all want to talk about today. But as always, I'm going to give you guys some time to for YouTube to get these goddamn notifications out, man, because we already know how they like to do, you know. Let me take a sip of some water. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Tuesday. Your boy E Thriller just got off of work. I'm feeling good. I've been looking at boxing and shit all day today. And I came across an article I really didn't like, but I really wasn't surprised. Shout out to my boy Frenchie Capone 313 in the building. I see you, boy. He said, "What's good, E Thriller? What's popping, my brother?" I appreciate you for rocking with me tonight. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna give y'all a few more minutes to get these notifications out before I go in and pop my shit the way that I pop my shit. Pretty slow day in boxing, man. Pretty slow day in boxing, so I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long. But let's go ahead and get to it, man. So Mike Coppinger of ESPN tweeted this earlier today. He said, sources say that Canelo Alvarez was set to earn more than $40 million guaranteed, upwards of $10 million for Caleb Plant. Career high paydays for both fighters. We'll see if they can quickly circle back to a deal that was nearly completed. Y'all got to forgive me, man. Hold on real quick. Let me see what my wife wants. Yeah, my bad. Y'all had to see what she was talking about. But yeah, man, where was I? So shout out to everybody that's just getting up in the chat. Shout out to my boy Latch Puma Skills. He said, "What up, E Thriller? What up, my boy? I appreciate you for rocking with me today." Frenchie Capone 313 said, "Just flying back in from New Orleans with my wife." Oh man, god damn. I wish I could have went with y'all. Shit, that's my favorite place in the US, man. New Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans. Man, shout out to my boy D-Town Blaster in the motherfucking building. He said, "Sup, chat. What up, boy? I appreciate you for rocking with me." Latch Puma Skill said, "Put that phone on vibrate. LOL." Yeah, man, she called me slipping, but it's all good. That was actually my MacBook that running, not my phone. So, but yeah, man, where was I? So it's being reported by ESPN's Mike Coppinger that Canelo Alvarez was set to earn more than $40 million guaranteed, upward of $10 million for Caleb Plant. Career high paydays for both fighters. We'll see if they can quickly circle back to a deal that was nearly completed. So sources are saying that the fight is off between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant. And listen, man, I mean, if you're Team Canelo, besides trying to become undisputed, this fight falling through ain't stopping shit because, and the beat goes on. The beat just goes on for Canelo, right? Because he is the fucking cash cow. Because let's be honest, Canelo Alvarez has a plethora, and I mean a plethora of options at his disposal. You know, he can go face a dude like a Dimitri Bivol at 175. He can go face a better Beef at 175, all right, and try to get those straps. He can also do a trilogy match with Triple G. So let's be honest and objective whenever it comes to a Canelo Alvarez in this situation, because as far as financially, he's cool. He's his own fucking boss, meaning he can call his own shots. Which brings me to his counterpart in Caleb fucking Plant. Because the last time I checked, ladies and gents, $10 million is a hell of a lot more than making $750,000, which is his biggest career payday, might I add, right? So if you are a Caleb Plant, you got to be certain, like feeling a certain type of way whenever it comes to Al Haymon, because where in the fuck do you go from here? Because you went from possibly facing the Canelo Alvarez to going up against a nigga that can possibly mow my fucking yard on Saturday. I mean, please don't make me fart. Please. I mean, because let's be honest, ladies and gents, and let me know in the chat if I'm tripping. But a fight with Canelo, scratch that, a win over a Canelo Alvarez, if you are a Caleb Plant, not only turns you into a fucking household name, but you can arguably be in the discussion for being the biggest fucking superstar in the sport of boxing. In the sport of boxing. So you went from possibly making your career highest payday to also becoming a superstar over the night, if and where you were to win against a Canelo Alvarez, to possibly fighting another motherfucking no-name? I mean, huh? Like, what the fuck? I mean, he has to be feeling a certain type of way when it comes to Al Haymon, right? Because who is he going to fight next? Somebody or anybody, drop something in the chat, because I had an epiphany. And I was sitting up here thinking to myself once I read this article, and it's on ESPN. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up for y'all in a sec. But I was sitting up there thinking to myself, okay, we know that Canelo could do whatever the fuck he want to do, even though it's 40 million. It ain't like he ain't going to make 35 to 40 million anyway, no matter who he's going to fight. I mean, this shit is really from Undisputed, right? But if you are a Caleb Plant and Al Haymon, then why not try to set up a fight with fucking David Benavidez? And I know what you're saying, E-Thriller. David Benavidez has an upcoming fight in August. I believe it's on the 29th against some dude. I can't even pronounce his fucking name, but I'm predicting he's going to sleep too. David Benavidez is going to end up being 25-0 with 22 knockouts, if I'm not mistaken, after this fight in August. But once he gets past that scrub, then what the fuck? I mean, why not? Why not make a fight between a David Benavidez, who also campaigns at 168, and a Caleb Plant? I mean, what's the problem? Because you fucking PBC fanboys tell your boy E-Thriller all the time, oh, if Terrence Crawford would just go over to fucking PBC, these fights are getting made. You know, they fight each other. Well, if that's the fucking case, then let's not stop here, because David Benavidez versus of Caleb Plant sounds pretty damn good to me. And it's not like these dudes don't have bad blood, because David Benavidez has been talking shit about Caleb Plant this entire fucking time, ever since it's been mumblings and rumblings of this motherfucker getting a fight with Canelo, right? So why not? I mean, it would arguably be they're both their best fights or best opponents to date. And I would love to see that if this fight with Canelo indeed falls through. Y'all let me know. But back to the chat I go. My boy D-Town Blaster, he said, make sure y'all put that full court pressure on that like button, jabronis. That is a motherfucking fact. Please put some Coach K, Duke, full court, 94 feet pressure on that fucking sub button, that like button, and in the chat section, man. I appreciate that, D-Town Blaster. Shout out to my boy Lash Puma Skills. He said, Canelo can face whoever he wants. This dude is the face. Facts. I ain't about to argue with you on that. I mean, you basically saying what the fuck I just said, bro. That's a hell of a point, Latch. Shout out to my boy Poetic in the building. He said, yeah, this sucks. Yeah, but are we even surprised? I mean, are we even surprised? Shout out to my boy Diallo Huggy in the building. He said, salute, bro. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Shout out to my boy Triple Single in the motherfucking building. He said Jamal is talking like he's going after Plant's belt at 168. If this Canelo fight doesn't happen, okay, well, I wouldn't be opposed to a fucking Charlo versus Plant, but wasn't Charlo the one saying not too long ago that he ain't moving up from 160 to 168? I mean, somebody let me know if I'm tripping, but I could have sworn he said that because he don't really want to smoke with David Benavidez, which is another motherfucking potential mega fight at PBC. You know, fans want to see that fight. Why these shits ain't happening with Al Heyman, I don't fucking know. But I digress. Shout out to my boy Crazy Bro in the motherfucking building. He said, what it do, E Thriller? What up, boy? How you feeling, man? I appreciate you for checking this video out. Lash Puma Skill said Benavidez is dangerous for these dudes. I don't think nobody wants to fight him. But listen to this, Lash. Even though I agree with you, if you are Al Heyman, and it's obvious, it's pretty damn obvious that he has some sort of reservation whenever it comes to Caleb Plant going up against Canelo, right? Because he's number one pound for pound, arguably one of, if not the best boxers in the sport, right? So one can only assume that Al Heyman is thinking to himself, look, man, I know Canelo is probably going to come over here and send this motherfucker to sleep experts, right? So that's probably why I'm going to offer him a 3-fight deal knowing that Canelo is going to turn it down, right? But on the flip side, if you are as smart as they say Al Heyman is, I would say, you know what? If I'm Al Heyman, I would try to create that matchup between Caleb Plant and the David Benavidez, who lost his WBC strap at 168 on the fucking weight scale, right? It ain't nobody fault but his. Motherfucker couldn't lay off the nachos and the tacos and the chorizos. It is what it is. I love them too, David. I love them too. You know, Papacitos on the borders, motherfucking Taco Cabana, fuzzy tacos, torchy tacos. I like it all. I ain't knocking you for it. You understand what I'm saying? But sticking to the point, if you were to set up a matchup between David Benavidez and a Canelo, not a Canelo, but a Caleb Plant, then 9 times out of 10, Caleb Plant is probably going to lose that fight. I'm going to be honest with you, man, because I think fucking David Benavidez is the second coming to the Terminator, y'all. I think David Benavidez should be the most feared man in the sport of boxing. I think he should be the most feared man in the sport of boxing. Because Lash Puma Skills just broke. He said he's too fucking dangerous. I mean, the man throws punches and bunches. He has a good jab. His defense needs some work, but hell, maybe he ain't had to get into his tool shed to, you know, show us that he got some fucking defense. Maybe he ain't showing everything. You know, he ain't had to expose the whole repertoire. So who knows? And I think he's just going to be too fucking big and too fucking strong for a Caleb Plant. So I would try to make that fight happen and then double back to a Canelo Alvarez and say, look, man, what's up with you and Benavidez for undisputed? What's popping? But that's just my thought, man. I could be wrong. Let me get back to this chat. Crazy Bro said, I'm just getting on, man, but PBC wants a multiple fight deal. Plain and simple. Canelo wants undisputed, then sign the deal. It's all business in Bob Earl voice. That's a hell of a point, and I get it. It's kind of similar to the Terrence Crawford situation. I mean, if you're Al Heyman, you don't really want to do business with this dude that can come over and kick my fighter ass and take all these belts, and then I can't make no more motherfucking money with him, right? So I get it from a business perspective, Crazy Bro, but as a fan, it sucks. It sucks as a fan because, shit, we want to see these fights. Crazy Bro said, y'all hit that like button. Yeah, man. Once again, please, man, hit that motherfucking like button for your boy Thriller so we can get these post notifications out there, get them algorithms up so the page can do better, man, so my channel can grow. Lash Puma Skills said, I want to give a shout out to both of my sons winning a belt at Chrissy Martin boxing tournament. First fights for both. Congratulations, man. Hey, man, if you got some footage, man, you know, you can drop a link, send it my way. I'll watch it. Shout out to your youngest, man. Good shit. Shout out to my boy Triple Single. He said Canelo versus Andre would be a great replacement. Make it happen, Eddie. Give Andre that payday. He want a payday. I like that comment, but I don't think it's going to happen, my brother. I do not see it happening because, for one, I know Andrade will probably move up to 168 to fight a Canelo. I mean, hell, I would go up to that weight if I was a boxer, to fight the cash cow. But I just don't see that being advantageous for Canelo Alvarez at this point, because we heard what he told him at the press conference. You ain't fought nobody, which is another term for ducking, in my honest opinion. But hell, Canelo Alvarez can say whatever the fuck he want. I ain't got to agree with it though, right? So it remains to be seen. But yeah, that wouldn't be a bad fight at all. I would definitely welcome that as a boxing fan. Diallo said they can't blame Bob for this one. Facts. Crazy Bro said Pacquiao finishing up his 3-fight deal against Spence. Canelo would get paid. One thing Al Heyman don't do is rob his fighters. But you say that so like I'm just a little bit of taken aback by what you're saying, Crazy Bro, because you acting like Canelo ain't making 25 to 30 million already without a fucking Al Heyman. I mean, let's be honest. Canelo Alvarez don't need no fucking Al Heyman to get money. He was making money at the Zone. He was making money at Golden Boy. You understand what I'm saying? So I got to disagree with you on that, my brother. But I get what you're trying to say. Al gets his fighters paid, but Canelo don't need no fucking Al Heyman. He don't. Poetic said, I agree about Benavidez, but politics is the true reason boxing is dying low key. Facts. I agree with you. Not Crazy Bro, Poetic. Crazy Bro said Canelo ain't fighting Andrade. Ronnie Shields already said that everybody freezing out Andrade because he's back out of the contract against Charlo. Okay. Shout out to my boy Free Game Fella in the motherfucking building. He said Charlo ducking Benavidez for sure. That's another fight we want to see. They both stable mates. I know David said he would be willing to move down to 160 after Charlo bitched up and said that he ain't going to 168 for the fight. So I welcome that fucking fight. Free Game Fella. I totally agree. What's going on with PBC in the middleweight division, bro? I just don't get it. Triple Single said Al Heyman robbed Gary Russell, robbed him of his prime years. Laugh out loud. Yeah, man, it seems like Gary Russell can't get a fight. I don't know if he came out and said some shit about PBC or Al Heyman. I don't know if he in a doghouse. Like, I don't know. I'm going to tell you another dude who can't get fights all of a sudden. Adrian Broner. Because we remember what AB said. He told Al and Steven Espinoza to keep him busy, right? But ever since he said that shit, man, AB been kind of off the radar, and he ain't been saying shit. He ain't got no fight lined up. Crazy Bro said it does sucks as a fan. Yeah, man. Yeah, but I get it from a business sense. Shout out to my boy Lee in the building. He said, did Plant duck Canelo? I can't really say. It's being reported by Mike Coppinger of ESPN that the fight fell through, but the particulars of the reason why, I don't know yet. They did say that Canelo Alvarez wanted a rematch clause in the contract, and that was granted by Al Heyman and fucking Caleb Plant. But they said the fight still fell through, so we just got to see. Who knows? I find it very hard for Canelo to turn down 40 M's and then for a Caleb Plant to turn down 10 million. That's just me. Congrats at Lash Puma Skill. Okay. He said, thanks, Crazy Bro. Okay, y'all just going back and forth. Crazy Bro said Canelo is making money, but he needs them to make undisputed. That's a good point. But can we say the same shit about Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence? If Earl Spence were to collect that third WBA strap from a Yordanis Ugas or a Keith Thurman, wouldn't we be able to use that same talking point for Terrence Crawford, who has the last remaining belt, in order for Earl Spence, aka the Big Fish, to become undisputed? Y'all don't want to talk about that shit, though. Y'all don't want to bring up 50-50 and all this money talk with that shit, right? But you want to use it for Caleb fucking Plant. Come on, Crazy Bro. Stop it. Shout out to my boy 7 Central. He said Canelo needs to fight Benavidez or Charlo or Andrade. Really want him to fight Andrade. Okay. Triple Single said Canelo made 20 million in the pandemic versus a Turkish cab driver. Man, that's a fact. You talking about Yildirim? Oh my God. Trash can water. Crazy Bro said Ronnie Shields already said Charlo ain't fighting Benavidez as well. I want to see that fight, but it ain't happening. It's sad to say. Lash Puma Skill said AB doesn't need any more fights until he becomes serious on the sports. I totally agree. That's a good point. Crawford and Spence, what happened? I've already said this. Just keep watching, but that's not what I said, my brother. You just said that Canelo needs PBC to become undisputed. And my rebuttal to you was, well, can't you say the same thing about Errol Spence needing Terrence Crawford in Top Rank to become undisputed? I mean, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. He said Crawford leaving Top Rank, so they fighting. Best to believe. I hope you're right, my brother. And as a matter of fact, if somebody want to come on and rock with me for a little bit, let me drop the link in the chat. Let me see. And yeah, just click on that link and I'll bring y'all on, man. But make sure everybody hit that motherfucking like button, man. Don't be in this bitch sightseeing. Yeah, I just can't see how or what would make both of these fighters turn this fight down for this much fucking money, y'all. I don't understand it. Maybe somebody can make it make sense for your boy E Thriller. If not, I'm gonna head on out. I'm gonna give y'all a couple of more minutes, man. But while we waiting on that, I kind of wanted to talk about basketball a little bit. Because what in the flying fuck is going on with Team USA? Because the last time I checked, they got a Kevin Durant, a Dame Lillard, a Draymond Green, a Zach LaVine, a fucking who else? Damn, what's the other dude name? Damn, I done forgot all the goddamn dudes they got, y'all. But they got a fucking superstar. Oh, Jason Tatum, another superstar, right? They got all these fucking superstars and they can't win these games. I mean, what in the fuck is going on with Team USA? These dudes might as well not even shown up. I mean, like, what the fuck? But let me get back to the chat, man. Triple Single said, facts. If they keep the same energy for Caleb Plant that they do for Crawford, that would mean Caleb Plant needs to leave PBC and cross the street, or else he's ducking the A side. Big fish. I totally agree. That's another way you can spin that narrative back on him, man. That's a hell of a rebuttal. That's all I'm saying. I mean, why are we giving Caleb Plant the benefit of the doubt? What in the fuck has he done in the sport of boxing that Terrence Crawford hasn't done? You know, who is he to say or to tell Canelo, I want $9 to $10 million guaranteed when your biggest fucking payday is $750,000? He ain't never been on pay-per-view before. Can't even remember the last 3 opponents this motherfucking fought, right? He ain't did shit in the sport of boxing. Yeah, he has a belt, but as far as, you know, going up against solid competition or being accomplished by becoming undisputed or some shit like that, he ain't did it, y'all. He ain't did nothing that Terrence Bud Crawford has done. So why don't y'all keep that same energy? I wait. I will fucking wait. But yeah, man, if ain't nobody gonna come on, man, I'm about to head out. Probably hop on this game for a little bit. Till next time, ladies and gents, make sure y'all hit that like button, drop a comment below, hit that noti bell, sub up to your boy channel, and just like that, I'm gone. Holla.